Hey guys, don't skip through the video. This is no ads, there's no fluff. I'm going to get right to how to use your steering wheel on the brand new game, Circuit Superstars. So here we go. First thing you'll want to do is open up whatever your steering wheel control software is and make sure, first off, make sure your wheel is working, make sure your pedals are good. And then I go ahead and set my operating range down to the minimum, which in this case is 180. Obviously, most games I play at 900. This game I like to play at 180 because you'd be ratcheting this wheel back and forth way too much. So the next thing you're going to want to do, once your wheel is up and running, is you'll need the software that makes this work. This is X360 CE. Now I'm just going to Google this. Obviously, it's going to take me to x360ce.com, which is Xbox 360 controller emulator. Essentially, what we're doing is emulating a 360 controller with your steering wheel. I just hit the download for all games button. Now I'm doing this live so I can show you just how everything works. I don't have anything pre-configured. That way you can actually follow the steps along. This is going to take less than 5 minutes total. So here we are downloaded. We're going to click the button. We're going to extract. Nobody pays for WinRare. My 40-day trial period is over. So is yours. Hit close. Display files in Explorer. Hit open. Close down WinRare. Double click Xbox controller emulator. Mine went to the other screen. Let's move it here. Okay, and here it is. So now when you first open yours up, you may have one minor difference. If you look over here through all the tabs where it says issues on the far right, you may have one issue right here. It's going to tell you to install a virtual driver. It's a single click. Just click it one time. It takes 30 seconds, and then you should have that virtual controller driver installed. Then you want to go back to controller one because we're going to emulate first player. Click the add button. Find your wheel here in the list. Mine is the Logitech G-Hub G29, obviously. I'm going to add the device. Makes a little noise, lets you know that it found it. And now we're going to go ahead and configure everything. So first thing you want to do is configure the, I'll clear these real quick because I did have them configured. You're going to want to configure the gas. So let's hit trigger, record, boom, hit the gas pedal. I associated that with the right trigger because I like to have the analog since I'm using a pedal, of course, which is analog. I want to emulate the right trigger instead of just the buttons. Left trigger, same thing, click it, record, boom. Now I got my brakes set up. Next, I'm going to do my steering wheel, which you can see doesn't do anything right now. So you can click here on the axis and move it back and forth. Oop, I've done that backwards clearly, so let's try that again. Center, record, right. Okay, now we're going right and left. Makes perfect sense. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the POV buttons on here so that I can actually navigate the menu system with my steering wheel instead of having to use a keyboard. So same thing for the buttons. I'm going to just click a button. It's ready to record. Record means push the button you want it to be. Okay, face buttons are mapped, good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and map a start button here as well, just because, in case we want it. Good to go. Minimize that, close that, we don't need it. Go back to your game, open her up, and let's see what we got. We should be good to go. Now this emulation software doesn't just work for Circuit Superstars, obviously. It's emulating the wheel onto an Xbox 360 controller. It works for any game, really any controller as well. This is just the easiest way to get it set up for the steering wheel. So here we are in the game, and I apologize, triple screen means the menu's over here on the far left, but I am able to move it with the steering wheel. So I'm gonna go to something quick like weekly time trials. It's easier than waiting on the loading screens for the races and the little intro screen, which is awesome, but I don't wanna have to wait on it. Here's everyone, I'm gonna hit X, 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 and we should be loading right now. Now this track's also nice and twisty, so it's a really good test. Wheels turning left, wheels turning right. Here we go. We are driving Circuit Superstars with a wheel. Now, this is a great track to kind of give you a good test on how it actually works. There's the brakes, those work well as well. I overshot that, and it is super fun. Not saying that you're gonna be as fast as you are without the wheel, but man, it's really fun to drive it like this. So hopefully that video was helpful to you. Hopefully it was quick, concise, and if you like it, stick around. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Discord. I'm Serial SC pretty much everywhere except Twitter, where somebody else already had my name. Pretty easy to find and generally pretty responsive. So hopefully you don't need any help, but if you do, feel free to reach out. See you next time.